Hi, everybody, and welcome to Changeling the Lost Second Edition Littlebrook Reunion. I'm Chris, the Primogen, as your storyteller for the evening, and I am once again joined by my lovely players, and we will be playing with you tonight for a couple of hours, 2 hours, and I hope you're all safe and sound and happy with your loved ones watching us. And, well, we certainly are. Before we before we get started with the programming, I would like to first, of course, have everyone introduce themselves. Then Touring is going to do some announcements. I will do a recap, and then the game will be starting. So we will. What order are we doing today? Let's go with age, working our way up.
No.
Okay, fine. We'll go with first letters of your characters' names, going from lowest to highest, or earliest to latest. It's the same thing every episode.
What?
Keep one.
So Jonas would start, and then Lars, and so on. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Adam, and I'm playing Jonas, a Darkling.
Thank you.
I'm the Touring, and I play Lars. He is a Wizened.
Thank you. Now, what comes after L?
N. LMN. That's me.
Yes.
I know my alphabet. I'm Harry. I play Nate. He is fairest.
Thank you.
Megan. I play Nova, and she's a beast.
Perfect. And then we got.
I think I'm next. So I'm Trev. I play Silas, who's an ogre. I think that you would probably be proved we did some drugs beforehand, but I don't know if Onyx Path is allowed to.
No. That's fine. I'm just excited to be here.
You are.
Yeah. And last but not least.
Oh, it's always last. It's okay.
No, not always. We start from the top sometimes.
It's okay. I like it that way because then I can check what the others say, so I don't forget what I'm supposed to. No, I'm joking. I'm Kitsu. I play Tide. Tide is an elemental.
Perfect. Thank you very much. All right. So, Torain, do you want to give some announcements before we continue?
Yes. There's 13 days to go on the Technocracy Reloaded Kickstarter. It is nearing $150,000 out of the $35,000 goal, so you guys are doing great. If you haven't already checked it out, I believe that there are links to it over there on the side. Click on those, take a look at it. It is adding the Technocracy, which is the kind of the, not really steampunk, but almost like cyber tech type stuff into the mage world. It's super cool. They can be considered the bad guys, but it all depends on how you look.
Yeah, potato,
Yeah, but if it's anything like the 20th anniversary edition for the mage, it is going to be an immense book, and it'll be well worth the money. So if you haven't backed that, go check it out. Next, we've got the wrong tab. Just released this week to Drive-Thru RPG and Storyteller's Vault is Chronicles of Darkness Dark Eras 2, available in PDF and hardcover. Basically, this is something that is compatible with all of the second edition Chronicles of Darkness games. 3 games, or each chapter. Let me just read it so I don't mess it up.
Yeah.
Each chapter features 2 to 3 game lines, including Vampire Requiem, Mage of the Awakening, Hunter the Vigil, Changeling the Lost, and more. So basically what these are pre-generated, almost like one-shots, it sounds like, that are scattered throughout history, specifically designed for you to use to combine multiple game lines together, so that you can have vampires playing with Changeling, or vampires and mages, or something like that.
The ultimate crossovers. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crossovers that are basically written and pre-generated by Onyx Path. And a really cool thing about this is you can either get the full book or they've actually broken it down and they're going to release each chapter as its own PDF. So if you're just looking for, stuff specific to like the vampire, the Requiem, you can go and you can buy just the chapters that include the stuff for that. So it's kind of cool that you don't have to buy the entire book if
That's
you don't
awesome.
want to.
That's
If
awesome.
you're just looking for stuff for Changeling, you can get just the Changeling stuff. And then also, I missed this last week, I believe, but they have also released Death is Not the End, which is a Geist the Sin Eater second edition anthology. So that's like little snippets. So all
Cool.
really cool things going on. Check those out. Those are on Drive Through RPG and the Storyteller's Vault. So go check them out.
Perfect, thank you. I think there's also a drive going on over at the Storyteller's Vault that if you buy fan-made content or fan-submitted content, I think a large part of the, if not all of the revenue or the money being made, or at least a larger portion of it, is being given to the content creators, actually. So check that out as well, because there's a whole bunch of excellent content there. I personally would never leave home without the guide to the Beckett's Jihad Diary, which has a collection of all the NPCs in that book, because it's this size. So awesome stuff. Thank you very much, Toring, for informing us about that. So before we get started, I'll do a little bit of a summary of what happened last time. A lot of stuff happened last time. You were invited to a dinner party, your typical dinner party, with a whole bunch of bugs. Essentially, it was some kind of peace conference or something similar to like that between a whole bunch of different nations that were all joining together to come into a new era of peace and enlightenment, which didn't really work out because one of the guests, a honeybee, actually challenged the Lord, the Vermilion. No, that's not the term.
Sanguine Baron.
The Sanguine Baron. Good thing that I've got my notes here that I could have looked at instead of making a fool of myself. Challenged the Sanguine Baron to a duel, which was par for the course, of course, except that there was a specific kind of weapon involved that essentially killed the Duke very quickly. Although his death was temporarily halted by Jonas, who retrieved the small shard of the item that was left, handed it over to Nate, who finished the job. So, who actually killed the Duke? We don't really know that yet. Although the honeybee, whose name is, let me get it here. Her name is Eliza of Portholm, survived. She was supposed to have died, but she was also rescued by you as well, because Silas took her mortal wounds into his own mighty body. But that's a little bit further ahead in the story, because chaos essentially erupted once the Sanguine Duke started disintegrating and the castle itself began to crumble. You defended yourselves against assailants. You convinced as many of the Changeling servants as you could to escape with you. You left the keep. You even retrieved the horse that you had borrowed from your friendly king of the goblins over on the other side of the ocean. And you made your way down to the Sanguine Duke's personal ship, which you commandeered and headed off as the castle slowly stopped collapsing upon itself. Turns out that with Eliza surviving, possibly, the title of Sanguine Duke was transmitted to her. Again, perhaps. And she claimed then that she had become one of the fair folk, and that she now owed you a life boon, before departing back to the keep. That's, of course, a very brief summary of what happened. Personally, I felt that it was a lifetime you spent there in those Sanguine halls before you managed to make your way out of there. You've certainly paid off your debt to Scribner now, and he's promised you to bring you home lickety-split. And you're just about to pull into port over at Scribner's giant long haul. And I think that's where we're going to start the session. Let's play a storytelling game of beautiful madness. The ship Oh, sorry.
So Silas looks at the wounds on his forearm and over his body generally, and then considers the rest of the party. Some of us look pretty badly beaten up. Do you have any idea how we're going to heal ourselves? I don't think we could take another disaster like that.
I have no way to speed the process along, I don't believe. Didn't we... Weren't there those goblin fruit that would heal people?
They would, mostly, I say, looking down to my forearm. How we're going to get them here, I have no idea.
Well, we can always make a trip to the hedge when we get back. We know where there's doorways now, or passageways, or arches, or whatever.
It would also be a way to get back to town quickly. I don't even know where we are right now.
We're returning to Scribner so that he can send us home.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Once we get back to Littlebrook, we can look at... Well, we'll have to see how much of the Goblin Market survived the fire, and Lars will look pointedly at Flicker.
There is some knocking in the background from someone, I think. I'm not sure which one that might be from. Out of game, sorry. Someone's having a guest, maybe. But yeah, so you were looking at who? Lars?
Flicker.
Flicker. She looks, she's looking out of the water, and she's kind of actually lighting the very last of her pine cones and tossing them in the water and looking at them sizzle out. What? Huh? What?
Nothing.
All right. She kind of peels off little bits of wood from the railing and tosses them out.
Oh, you know.
How bad does Silas look? How badly hurt does it seem?
How many wounds did you take, Silas?
I took four lethal damage out of like 10.
So you're okay, sort of, yeah. But you're definitely cut up. Yeah.
I thought Nate was more hurt last time.
I have 1 health.
Yeah, that's why I could cast again. I could spend more glamour and heal you up if we have no other way of healing you, because a stiff breeze could end up killing you now.
Yeah, that's a lot. Like how he got stabbed by a lance, didn't he?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Is that like gushing blood? Like what's going on? Because he's made of crystal. No, wait, yeah.
We stopped the bleeding, yeah?
I think so.
Yeah.
I'd certainly hope so.
I think part of Silas's taking on your wounds dealt with that, didn't it?
I took on the wounds of the girl we saved, the one who killed the dude.
Oh, that's right.
Not Nate's.
I could do it again. Did anyone get a strip of the Fae that attacked you, Nate? If we did that, I could do this much more easily.
I can take some of the wounds as well, but it will, come. I learned how to do that before, but it comes at my mental. I'll take damage up here instead.
Yeah, that sounds something we should save as a last resort then.
Yeah, I thought so as well.
I can only like soothe things. I'm not much of a healer.
All right then. Come on, Nate. I'll try to help you out a little bit.
Okay.
Silas looks down to his other forearm, takes a finger and slowly starts peeling back the flesh, waiting for the blood to come out and start healing Nate's injuries.
Hmm.
Okay. How many?
I slowly watch the blood and try to see how much healing you're going to need.
So, how many hit points do you have usually, Nate?
I believe 6.
6. And you're at 1 now. So,
Yes.
in the rest of the world's 5, but that would be very, very bad for you, Silas. Do you take half of the damage, or do you take all the damage? Silas?
No. I take 1 health level of damage for every 3. But I think the normal way the spell goes is you take 1 damage to heal level of damage. But ogres, the thing is that damage can't be healed, not by goblin fruits, not by magic, not even by someone else using the same concept.
This is the shared burden. Yes, you heal 3 points of damage per point of lethal damage inflicted.
How about we just wait until we get there and see what happens? Because if we have no way of healing this, then we might not be able to.
That being said,
No.
Nate is in a very, very bad state right now. It's barely standing.
Yeah.
Never mind then. I don't think Tide would be like, no, you're fine. You can sit there.
Sorry, you
I'd
disappeared.
love to wait. Sorry.
What?
Try again. Your voice was
Can
cutting.
you hear me yet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, my connection is stable. So, yeah, I tell Tide that I'd love to wait a little while, but we're trying to get back to Scrivener now, and if anything happens in the meantime, Nate's a goner. So, better I take the injuries if you have no other way of healing damage. We might want to look at something that's a little less painful, because I can only take so much damage myself if we do this. That said, I'm going to give up 2 levels, 2 more damage, heal Nate back up to full.
Yeah. So Nate, you feel the glamour kind of entwining you, circling through you, and you feel it kind of enter the puncture wound that went through your body, and your flesh starts knitting itself together. Veins kind of sneak out and connect again. Nerve tissue reconnects, and it kind of stings for a second before it resettles. And Silas, of course, is manifesting wounds quite similar in a way to what you had. So you bleed, Silas, momentarily on your body as your flesh absorbs some of the damage. But you are, of course, an ogre capable of enduring much more than this. You are now down at 4 health levels left, and Nate, you are up at maximum.
Oof, that felt good. I can move my arm again. Thanks for that, Silas.
Not a problem, Nate. I mean, I'm just glad you survived it. That hit had been a little harder. Not even I could have brought you back.
Yeah. Seriously, though, thanks.
Understood.
You get a hug.
Okay, I give hug back. Today's been a day.
I didn't know it was that bad, if it makes sense.
I don't know how you missed it, but...
No, I mean, I'm not really good at medicine, okay? I skipped some biology lessons. But that being said, like, it's hard to see wounds on you.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I can tell. Yeah. Does make sense.
How do we stop this from, like, happening again? Do we get you some armor or something?
I have no idea.
I could probably make something like that.
That might be useful.
We'll have to see what's available when we get back to town.
Yeah. Did I hear you say something about a meteorite, Silas?
Yeah, I did. Back when I was a child, my friend Joan and I went playing in the forest, and we found something that wasn't of this world. I know where it landed. There might still be pieces of it out there. So we have a choice. We can try to track down the people. The thing is, a teacher at my school took a piece of the meteor, science teacher. But he's certainly long dead by now. So I have no idea who he could have given it to. We'd have to search. Or we could go back to the site and see if there are any pieces someone left behind.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, it's one of the few things in the world that can do damage to the...
You know who,
Well, it's
yeah.
almost about to say something that catches himself, glancing over the side nervously. Against our enemies. At least we know Lars can make it into a weapon. Maybe an arrowhead, maybe a dagger if we have to. Either way, it's something that's not going to be easy to find.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to see how much there is. But I think we've got a pretty good start to a plan. When we get back to town, maybe we can split up. I can start working on some armor for Nate and Tide, and maybe even you, Silas. And Nova, if you want some, I could try and figure something out for you too.
Would it look cool?
Armor for me sounds great.
I can make it look very cool, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay, then I'm down for it.
Okay. And then maybe some of you others can go look for the meteorite stuff or meteor stuff, whatever you want to call it.
Sounds good.
But first, let's see if this Scribner's got more for us.
You are about to dock. The sailors are tossing out the ropes to people standing down at the dock side to kind of strap the cruiser, as I guess you could call it, to the. Surprisingly, there is a dock here which you don't even recall seeing when you left. It was just a beach with this little rowing boat on it. And you see Scribner actually standing on the docks, and he's kind of laughing a little bit to himself and waving you down. But you do notice that there is quite a commotion in the group of changelings that you saved, and it seems that a lot of the maids, as well as some of the manservants and one or two of the guards, are on one side, and then the worm, as well as a couple of other soldiers, guards, and manservants are on the other one, and they're arguing heatedly. One of the maid women, the one with many eyes all blinking in disunion or at different times.
Out of sync.
Yeah, out of sync. Yeah, she's kind of sort of representing the group behind her, and she's kind of puffing her up against this big worm man who's. We are going back to serve our mistress, just as we have always done. And she's like, we're not going back. We were freed now. We're allowed to be our own people for once. So there's this argument going on right now.
Wait, quick question. How does this whole thing... I'm going to be saying this to Scribner. And
he's not with you right
he's
now.
Not. Okay.
No.
I'm going to be asking... Then I'll say this to the worm. So, quick question. How does succession among the you-know-who, how does succession work?
It works differently for everyone. The lady has declared herself the new Duke. We shall serve her.
All right. But if succession is done via who killed the last Duke, then that would be me.
I suppose you would have to take that up with the lady.
Yeah, well, I suppose we do. I'll just say that if anybody doesn't want to wait for me to take that up with the lady, everyone else free to go.
There's a murmur of noises, and you hear someone whisper, "It's true. I saw him he delivered the final blow. Are you sure that counts?" And I would say out of the 20 odd that you got with you, I think that was as many as you got. At least 12, 14 of them seem inclined to leave. The minority looking like they're fully intent on heading back to the keep.
I go to the worm guy
Mm-hmm.
and ask him, what is your name, sir?
My name is Archibald.
Archibald? Has it always been your name?
I'm sorry, what is that supposed to mean?
Were you called something else before you got here?
I've always been here, I think.
No, you haven't always been here. You've been somewhere else. And
What are you
judging by...
insinuating?
I'm not insinuating anything. I'm just wondering what you were called before you were called Archibald.
That's a strange question you're asking. You're a bunch of troublemakers. Everything was working fine until you came here.
Yeah, I know.
We get that.
I'm not very sorry about it though. But Archibald, where did you grow up? What was it called?
I don't have time for these questions. I'm going back to the keep. He seems a little bit unsure about your questioning.
I don't know. Did you always? I don't know. I don't want to call it, but this accent. Have you always had this accent, or was it since you got here?
He kind of looks to the others and goes, I don't know what you're really now. This line of thinking is entirely out of place. I am a servant of the Vermilion Duke. Is it the Vermilion Duke? The Sanguine? Regardless, I am a servant of the Duchess, and her words are my command. I think.
I think we're going to like a good friend screaming here, and a lot has happened today. Yeah, for you, for me, for all of us, and maybe you should just he's got good beer. Don't challenge into any competitions for now, and then just have a think of what's going on here. It's a lot have happened, and you got to clear your mind before you make any big decisions.
One of the guards kind of poke at Archibald's side and goes, Archibald, he has a point. The lady hasn't asked for our presence. We could just stay here until she calls. Preposterous. He turns to look at, and you can see that you swayed almost everyone, possibly even Archibald, but he's putting up this resistance or front, perhaps. And we got a cat running past. And then he finally goes, well, suppose, and once the lady requests our presence, then things will be different. But until then, I suppose we should stay here. Perhaps she wishes for us to remain. Who knows? And you can tell that he's not happy about it, but he's decided that for now he will remain here with Scribner.
Glad to have met you, Archibald.
Likewise, I suppose. And kind of
then Jonas goes, yeah. Oh, sorry.
No. It's fine.
Jonas feels that the conversation has ended, and if Archibald doesn't seem to if he seems be lost in his thoughts or something, Jonas is just gonna let him be and back off and look ashore instead.
You can actually you can see how the maid is kind of working up the courage to approach you, and finally she kind of walks up to I think it was, who was it that said that you were from Littlebrook? Was it Nate? Yeah, of course it was Nate.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Of course, it was Nate.
She kind of walks up to you and said, "Is it far away, this Littlebrook, where you're from?"
Yeah, but we got a deal to get us there safely.
Do you think we'd be able to go with you?
Absolutely.
She kind of smiles and looks at the others. All of us? Those of us who want to come, of course. We'll work for a living. We can sweep, we can clean floors.
Every last one.
Laundry.
It's okay.
We can do laundry. We can make food.
Hey! You're free now. Don't worry. You can come with us.
She blinks multiple times and kind of looks at the others. Are you sure? I mean, I'm okay with cleaning the floors. It's okay.
I'm sure. You can do whatever you want.
The reaction from the servants is pretty mixed. Some of them look horrified, shocked that they are no longer seem to have a purpose. A few of them actually break down crying. Some of them are just sitting, staring out into nothingness, just like kind of trying to process what's going on. And quite a few of them are actually laughing nervously, hugging each other. Some are even like they take their bonnets and just toss them over the edge of the boat and laugh and smile. It's like the word "free" is repeated through the crowd multiple times as they're trying to process this sudden change in their lives.
Hell yeah.
Tide, are you?
Tide has like this hesitant look on their face, like we can't be quiet about what's gonna happen to Littlebrook, though. We should tell them.
Of course.
Because I would want to be told. It's not right to keep quiet, and it's not right to bring them to something that could be so bad.
Yeah. That's...
Well, if we get them back to the real world, they can go wherever they want.
That's true.
Maybe
they don't have to be there.
Just like we started to remember things once we were free, maybe they'll remember where they're from and they can make their way there.
That's true. I like that.
We should let them know now, though.
That there's danger there?
Yeah.
And if they come, they'll be expected to help and fight and defend it?
Not expected, but you would appreciate it.
Well, if they're going to stay in Littlebrook, they're going to want to.
Well, that's mandatory, yeah, because anybody who stays in Littlebrook is in immense danger.
Should we wait telling them until we get to Scrivener so we don't...
Yeah, let's not scare people off just yet.
Yeah.
Great. That way, they might even decide to serve Scrivener if they really want to. But given who they are, given who we are, there's danger everywhere in this world. We can't possibly keep them safe from all of it, but we can give them a choice.
That's true.
I agree with that.
My friends, Scrivener shouts from down the deck. I see you have returned from the dinner. And, hale and healthy, more or less. My scouts tell me the keep started collapsing. Is that anything you're familiar with? Is it your doing?
Depends if that's a good or a bad thing in your view.
They were bad neighbors. I don't really care.
Yeah, then we did that. To be specific, I did that. I killed him.
Good work. What was your name again? Phil?
Yeah, Phil.
Bill? Yes, of course. Good work, Phil. So, lickety split was what we agreed on, yes? Are we bringing your friends as well? He kind of looks at the crowd.
I suppose so.
If they wish to join us, we should warn them of what they're getting into, though. Right, Nate?
Of course. Everybody, listen up. Got a little something to warn you about. In Littlebrook, we've attracted the ire of one of the fair folk. And staying in Littlebrook, once you come there, it will mean you'll have to fight. Of course, once we get there, you're welcome to leave, but we would appreciate your help.
There's kind of a murmur going through the crowd. Sorry.
You have to decide now whether you want to come with us, but whether you want to help, you can decide once you get there.
That seems to actually calm quite a few of them down.
If you wish to stay in the town that we're returning to, there will be the potential for danger, and we would appreciate your assistance in defending the town. But if once we get there you wish to return to your original homes, you are more than welcome to.
I see how the maid, who's she's also thrown away her bonnet. She has her hair kind of tied up, or kind of blonde, kind of ash blonde hair tied up in a braid. She goes, "I'll fight," and then immediately after, all of them just, "Yeah, we'll fight. We'll fight with you. We'll fight."
Hell yeah. Let's do this.
And Screaming goes, "All right then. So everyone going then?" And you see how Archibald is kind of looking at the others like, "No, we're supposed to stay here." And everyone but him kind of just joins behind the maid. And he looks around and goes, "You're all traitors! You're traitors to the name!" And with that not working, he finally just kind of slowly sidles up next to them as well. And
We're not forcing you.
And you're in Littlebrook.
I think he knows that.
You're in Littlebrook.
Oh, the fuck?
We
Okay.
didn't even get to say thank you.
And you're standing actually in the middle of the field, right next to the hole in the ground.
Everybody watch the hole, don't fall in.
Some of them were precariously close to the edge, but they just kind of back away from it. And they've changed quite as much as you did before. They look more human now, obviously. Even the worm, despite still looking kind of like a worm, because let's be honest, it's always going to look that way. Everyone has human shapes, sort of. And you see there's a wide variety of creeds and then age, gender. They're all different people taken from different places, and they're looking around. Some of them are actually like shivering because it's cold. It's in the evening. The sun is just about to go down, and they're like, "Is this Littlebrook?"
This is close.
Just a bit of a walk. Not far.
All right. Okay, we can walk. And you see...
Are any of them like injured, struggling to walk?
One of the guards actually has his arm in a sling, but he seems to be okay with walking.
Lars would offer his jacket to somebody that's shivering. Cold doesn't bother him much anymore.
Is that a Frozen reference?
It is if you want it to be.
Winter Court reference.
God damn it.
But most of them seem fine with walking. However, you see Archibald, you could say that he still has a bit of a lack of features. Like his jaw is non-existing. He has no jawbones. No, What are these called?
Cheekbones?
Cheekbones. Thank you. He has no cheekbones to speak of. He's kind of like just like a big thumb essentially, and he looks
boy.
he looks offended at the idea of walking. He's like, "This is really not what you promised. I want to go back." The others are just giving him a look like, no, you're not going back.
Archie, you don't have to keep this charade up. It's okay. You're free to go wherever you want. You don't have to stay here if you don't like it.
Well, maybe I will. I mean, he seems to struggle a little bit as he's talking. All right, take us to Littlebrook. To Littlebrook, then.
All right. This way, people. I'll start walking back into town.
Yeah. It's a 10-15 minute car ride to get here, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So this is...
It's a hike.
It's a hike. It's about an hour, 2 hours, maybe? More?
So he didn't really take us back to Littlebrook then, did he?
Nah, not really. I mean, it kind of is Littlebrook. It's the closest town.
Should we call someone?
There is one vehicle parked, actually. And you didn't drive it here, Lars. But it seems to have made its way here on its own.
I was just going to say...
The lights actually turn on as you get closer to it.
Oh, hey there, buddy.
Lars, you want to shuttle these people to the library or something?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would be more than happy to do that.
Maybe we can discern who is from this time and further back as well.
There's a general kind of energy going through this group. Like, people seem to be taking turns and crying and laughing and sobbing into each other's arms. They almost don't seem to be paying attention to you. It's some of them are like shaking. One of the guards, or the former guards, actually just starts hitting a tree and just doesn't stop until his knuckles are bloody, and then he just starts crying and drops to his knees. And all of them are just, you see yourselves in these reactions. You see how you were it's just a couple of weeks ago that you got out of the hedge.
Maybe let's give them some time. I know it's cold, but oh hey, Flicker, let's make a fire.
Now you're talking my language.
Let's make wait campfire. Huh?
Can you just put off some heat? No open flames, just you warm up?
She kind of...
Have you ever done that before?
I can try, she says, and she sort of tries. She squints her eyes closed, but not a lot is happening really. She gets a little bit of orange, but she's not really emitting that much heat. I gotta get pissed off. It doesn't work if I'm not angry.
Hey, Flicker, you suck.
You suck.
No, listen, I remember you were all gonna get hit, and then I put like that was me. Like, you didn't save me, I saved you, and he haven't even said thank you yet.
You didn't save me. I saved everyone.
Oh, I saved your ass.
No, you... Like, she
Mars slowly backs away.
Yeah, she's bright orange at this point. Like, doesn't take much to trigger that. And yeah, she's essentially a huge campfire on her own. Like, the grass around her feet kind of just starts smoldering and turning black.
Well, that works.
Done my job.
Yes, you did.
I'll keep an eye when everyone's like having this cathartic reactions. How is Archibald reacting?
He's kind of standing by himself with his arms crossed, but he's not doing much. Like, you can tell that he's also obviously trying to cope with this, but he's not letting loose quite as much as the other ones are.
I'm just gonna go up to him and just stand beside him, basically observing, not saying anything for now. but yeah, just being there, more or less.
He's shooting you some glances, but doesn't seem to be very much in a talking mood right now. You can see that there's definitely something going on in there. He's kind of hugging himself and kind of occasionally kicking the dirt just a little bit, almost as if he's trying to see if it's real. And the very fancy clothes that he used to wear are now just rags. You can't tell how old they are. They seem almost on the verge of breaking into dust around him.
Let's get moving, people. It's cold out here. I don't want anybody getting hypothermia.
Everyone just moves along. Wilma's in the background. People get into the shuttle. Is there any system you're using to ship them, or just get as many as possible inside?
Yeah.
Basically, the ones that are calming down and done with the, then as they kind of come around to normalcy and calm down and start to think, I'll offer them a seat in the vehicle.
Nova will push a couple people in. Come on.
Yeah, some of the people being pushed in are perhaps not quite done dealing
No,
with.
you're done. You're fine. You're fine. You can finish in there. You can finish in the van. I've cried in the van a lot.
So you how many people do you get in? Like, just fill it to the brim, or with all people in the seats, or?
Let's clown car this.
I can fit 9, including me. So
Safely with seat belts.
Yeah. Fit and fit are two different things.
Well, I can safely. There's seating for 9, plus me. So
right. So that's what you're aiming for. Nova, what are you aiming for?
Yes.
Clown car?
Okay. Well, yeah. So there's lamps, and then there's floor, and then there's stuff under the seat. They're different shapes and sizes, like me.
Ow.
Okay.
Ow.
She puts in like 11 or 12.
My car, my rules.
Okay, then you tell them to leave. And Nova just like walk away.
Wait here.
They just
Lawrence will
kind of
escort 2 of them out. Say, I'll be right back. This won't take long at all.
He's grumpy.
So the
She's
ones
attacking
being
your background.
Sorry, she has an issue with this background.
She hates it. The 2 being led out are just kind of glass-eyed. They're like sheep. You can lead them anywhere. They're just like completely out of it. And so you drive off with 8 people, Lars, into the night, and the rest are kind of huddled around Flicker, who is occasionally kind of fading, but with a few sharp words from Nova, and she's back at it and like glowing like a piece of oak that's been put out over fire. What's Silas doing during all this time?
I'm just staying relatively quiet, watching people. I don't exactly have a gift of gab, although I sympathize with Archibald especially. I look the same way coming away from the people I used to serve. But I have no idea how to make it better beyond what I've actually said. And at this point, I'm following along with the group, thinking, even privately, that, yeah, we've told them where they are and they've all come to it. Hopefully they can help. Hopefully they can do more than just be sacrifices to whatever battle we're about to join.
All right, thank you. And Tide, Nate.
I'm keeping people calm, trying to keep the procession going, making sure anybody who needs attention, medical help, gets it.
Tide, what are you doing?
That is sort of quiet, like just hoovering in the background a little bit. They throw us like a glance back at Archibald, but generally tend to like be lost in their own thoughts. So it's like it's more of a feeling of perhaps coming to terms with with everything that just happened, and like thinking back of what it meant, and perhaps like not perhaps, but I can say it. I think the situation here is a bit of a reminder, like you said, for what happened and the way they were introduced and how their start in Littlebrook again was pretty intense, and a fight, and there was a dragon. And it didn't go quite like this, and there was no time to process their feelings in any way, like what it meant. So seeing other people react to this extent feels almost odd, and like a way of reconnecting with humanity almost. So there's this sort of tentative empathy with everything that's going around. I think that's... But mostly, if you're not in Tide's head, they look a little lost.
Lars, you arrive to Littlebrook.
Silas kind of glances at Tide, seeing her expression, looking like she's not with the group, but he gets her. Like at least
them. Sorry. Yeah.
No, go on.
Oh, I thought you were asking me.
No, it's them, not her.
Them. Oh,
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So he understands them then, and
yeah, there's a lot of emotion going on right now.
Yeah.
In the car, meanwhile, Lars, you are arriving to Littlebrook. It's late. Moon is out now. And you've had time to check your phone, I believe, and realize that quite some time has passed. Tomorrow, there's only 7 days left. And
okay.
You have also received quite a long series of texts from Matthew and from Ms. Blackbird. Just basically wondering where you guys are. And do you reply to any of them?
Lars doesn't have the time or the desire to try to type out a message on his little flip phone. So he's just going to call Matthew.
All right. Driving in, you're seeing the Littlebrook sign, safest city in Minnesota, 17 years in a row. And you call Matthew, and he picks up immediately. He goes, Lars, is that you? Where have you been?
We've been busy.
Busy doing what?
I guess you could say recruiting. Are you at the library, or can you be at the library shortly?
Yes, I'm at the library.
Okay.
What do you mean recruiting?
How many of us did you say were in Littlebrook?
Well, there was 7 of us, but now there's only 6. I assume you've heard what happened to Inkwell. But
yeah. So that number's gonna increase by a lot.
All right, that is.
We've got about 30 incoming now.
30? 30 of us?
Yeah.
From where?
We were a little busy.
All right, I suppose I will speak with Miss Blackbird then. Do you believe there should probably be some some sleeping bags in the school.
Yeah, that's why I figured I'd try and give you a little bit of a heads up.
I
I'm
appreciate
bringing
it,
the
but
first group in now, and then we'll be ferrying the rest in because we were dropped off a ways out of town.
right. I will ask you to explain all this later on, but certainly I will speak with Miss Blackbird. We shall reconvene. I will get everyone here who can meet. What state are they in? Are they hurt? Are they
One's slightly injured, but I think he's okay. And one's just an asshole.
all right? Well, that's
Other than that, the rest of them seem like they're coping with the change back. There may be some minor injuries due to that, and as far as I understand, at least a few of them have agreed to help us with our upcoming problem.
all right. Thank you for telling me, Lars. We will have to discuss these matters further, but I really need to make sure that we have enough sleeping space for them. We will have to talk later. I'm assuming you're going to go pick up the rest of them.
Yes.
All right. So drive them to the school. I believe we can use the sports hall.
Okay.
All right.
I'll be there in probably 10 minutes, if that.
All right. It's good to hear your voice again.
You as well.
And he hangs up.
Okay. So Lars will drive to the school and help get them inside.
Mm-hmm.
Hand them over to Michael, introduce Matthew to them.
Yeah, you have almost everyone is there. You have Jim. You have Madeline or Mrs. Blackbird. You have Patty, Amanda. They're there to kind of greet them and take care of them and show them the way. And they're all. You can see that Amanda is actually. She has a bandage around her head with a dark spot here, but she seems to be doing okay. She gives you a hug as you arrive, and it's really good to see you. There's so many things. How's Nova? Is Nova okay?
They're fine.
All right. Thank you. Okay, I won't hold you up anymore. She hurries off to help with the guy who's got his arm in a sling.
We're back with the rest shortly.
Right. Obviously, everyone else is also they look relieved. Matthew doesn't seem to be hurt, but you also notice that Jim is kind of walking rather stiffly, as if he's got trouble moving around. And you head back.
And so we should be able to do this in 4 trips?
Yeah, seems reasonable.
No problem at all.
Yeah. Once
Or less.
everybody's sorry.
Or less. We could do it in less.
Of course. Of course, yes.
Just one more trip.
Yeah. Once I've made sure everyone's like happy and healthy, waiting for the bus, I'm gonna just check in on Tide. Is everything okay, Tide? You seem a bit spacey.
It's just a lot. I keep thinking about how, did you see the guy that like punched the tree and like, I kept thinking I didn't react that way. I feel like I react wrong to things because I didn't feel that way. I just got angry at everything. And it feels weird. Like it feels like I'm not you know, I either didn't feel that strongly about being back, or it's odd. That's
Yeah.
what's
I don't think
weirding
there's
me
any
out right now.
wrong way to feel when something like this happens. I mean, it's a lot for anybody, right? So it makes sense people would act differently. I don't think you're missing something because you don't punch a tree when, you know, you didn't punch a tree, but I don't know.
It's also because of you, because like before you were so hurt, and I just, you know, I couldn't see it, and it's like I should be worried. I should be like, I'm worried now.
Tide, it's
I
okay.
should have been worried before, and it's like it's not. No, because it's like, what if we have so much happening soon, and what if I react wrongly? And most importantly, we talked about the stuff about going out with the bang and stuff like that. I don't think I'm okay with that anymore.
Yeah, I mean, there's, at the end of the day, Tide, as long as you do whatever you do best, you'll do it well, and this will turn out okay. However you feel about this whole situation, about, you know, your obligations to us or to the group, or, you know, or fighting in general, all of those feelings are justified. This is a confusing time. There's a lot of shit happening, and honestly, I'm glad you're here.
It was like this weird expression, and then you, like, Tide goes to kiss you now, because that's very sweet.
Okay. It's just what you do when there's an awkward silence.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nate'll kiss Tide back.
I love it.
Hell yeah.
It's nice. So, as that is happening, of course, Archibald finally says something. He says, I was his closest servant, you know. This is betrayal. To Jonas.
Jonas just waits a bit, see if there's something. Sometimes people just don't want to tell me stuff in this situation. They want to tell themselves. So I'm just gonna let him wait until he seems like he has nothing left to want to say. But just those two.
I was serving the Lord. I was serving the Duke. I should be serving the Duchess. Why am I? Why did you come? Why did you go to the dinner?
What? Who? Do you remember your name yet?
Doesn't matter. I mean, doesn't matter.
Because why is it you that betrayed your master? It seems like if you are anything like any of the rest of us here, you were taken first, betrayed.
I had a purpose. He's trying to force himself to talk like he used to, but it's just not coming out. Like,
so his accent is not like his real accent.
No, it seems to be shifting constantly between it. It's like he's trying to remember how he used to speak. But his accent is much more Midwestern, you'd say. I had a purpose. I was someone. I was important. He trusted me.
Yeah.
Now I'm no one.
Yeah, but there was a cap between how high you could rise in his favor. And now you're at the bottom again, and you are, for now, right here, right now, you are no one. I found that quite liberating, actually, when it happened to me.
Very
But
inspiring.
now, but now you could be someone you wanted to be instead of someone you wanted to be, I guess. Let's say it like this. Let's be honest here. No, your first instinct is to go back, right? You want to go back. If you could choose right now again, you would go back.
Yes.
Yeah, I know that as well. I took a while for me to be sure if I wanted to stay here or go back. Perhaps I'm not even done making that decision yet, but don't you remember anything from your past here? Something?
I built a house. That's all I remember.
Yeah. You remember where that house was? Wouldn't you like to find that house? See what happened to it?
It was nothing compared to the castle of my lord.
No, but it was something you built.
It doesn't matter.
You can, all I want to give you is to able to make the decision fairly. Like, of course you miss the things you had now, but you do not remember what you had here at all. Just find your house, see what happened to it, and then you can make the choice again. There's no one stopping you from going back if that's what you want. But don't do anything you would regret. If you go back, then the thought will gnaw on you that maybe you should have stayed, maybe you should have found a house, see what happened to it. And if you find the house and you don't like it, I will help you get back.
I'll think about it.
Just give it time. Like, there's always this is all new, and when it's new, you don't really maybe act like the other ones. They're just all into it from the start. Just give it a week, and then you see. We will talk again, and we will talk during as well if you please. I would like that, but just give it a chance, and then when your mind is clear, you can make a decision with fresher eyes.
Fine, I'll give it a week.
But I'm telling you this here as well. There might be danger in this town coming up. So
From one of them, you said.
Yeah.
Or rather, one of you said.
Like, I'm not sure how everything's gonna go down, but since we're owned a boon by, I guess your mistress now, I guess she will make an appearance, and maybe then you can see for yourself again if that's something you want to go back to. And
he kind of smiles. Yes, I suppose that's a possibility. I can just wait for her to come here.
Yeah,
I'm sure she will be happy to have my services.
Do you remember coffee?
That's not allowed. The Lord was very specific about that. There was an incident with a traveler at some point, I believe.
Do you remember it though?
Not relevant. Didn't need to remember it.
I'm gonna have a cup tomorrow.
Well, I'm more or less here on your good will, so whatever you wish for me to have, I will have.
Yeah, that's not gonna work. I don't have any particular wishes for you.
Well,
What do you want? What do you want to have to drink? You think that I'm getting the sense here that you've been switched from one master to another. Well, that is not what's going on here right now. You can decide if you want coffee or not. There is coffee for you here. If you want it, have some. If you don't.
guess I'll see when I see it.
That's the best way.
Kind of walks over to a tree and leans against it, and I'd like to be alone.
I'll let you. I'm Jonas, by the way. And then I'll go walk away.
Right. Is anyone else doing anything in particular while you're waiting? Nope.
Nope.
Just waiting for the bus.
Yeah. So then you get ferried back and forth. Lars, you're getting quite familiar with the track now. You've been down here I don't know how many times in the last couple of weeks. So it goes fast. By the time you arrive with the third load of passengers, some of the first ones that you came here are actually helping people off and showing them where the beds are, and they've gotten clothes that are definitely something from the lost and found in the sports hall. There's gym shorts, tank tops, odd paired shoes. Some of them are walking around in shower slippers, just whatever they could find, really. You think that one of them is wearing an... Is that... Yeah, that is the... Oh, you wouldn't know AC/DC, of course not. So, someone has alternating current... what's the other one? Direct current on their t-shirt. Seems strange, but...
Yeah, that is pretty strange.
Yeah. And finally, the rest of you as well. All right, back to Littlebrook. It is, I would say, close to midnight at this point. Matthew and the rest.
Of a day?
Oh, sorry.
Huh? Go for it.
No. Well, Matthew and the rest are kind of waiting outside the gym hall as well, and they look concerned. And Nova, of course, you notice right away that Amanda has a bandage wrapped around her head and a dark spot of blood where her ear is, roughly.
Oh, she'll just go right up. Like, even if other people are having conversations, she's like, Amanda, what happened?
Oh, Nova, hi. We went to get the lead, and a bunch of stuff happened, and I think they managed to save some of it. I'm not sure. I can't really hear on this side, but Matthew said that they might be able to fix that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Did you get that? Did you get them too? I mean, I came out of it pretty good. I'm pretty lucky.
Yeah.
But you guys look a little beat up.
Yeah, I mean, we were there for weeks.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, but we got the lead. We got the lead.
Okay.
We can do the contract again.
Oh. So Nova looks a little like like I don't want to. I don't want to like.
We can do it.
Yeah. We got people. Okay. Keep thinking positive, Amanda. I'm gonna go over here for no reason and think in a corner.
I think I know some of these people.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I met a few of them back when the one I was working for, she had this kind of Christmas party, and I met a few of them. They're really nice.
Okay, that's cool, because we already brought them over, so if they were jerks, we'd be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, well, there was one guy.
Oh, no. Oh, is he kind of like a worm and also a jerk?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so I have some bad news.
All right. Well,
But, I mean, Jonas has been talking to him, and, like, Jonas has got, like, a pretty calm nature. Like, I mean, he's super paranoid, but he's super calm. It's a really interesting combo. And I think, like, he's been, like, working on this worm's brain.
okay.
I'm gonna, like, let that happen.
He seemed like a real stick in the mud, you know?
Yeah. Oh, well, not my problem. Not your problem either. Your ear's your problem.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. You should have seen me though. Like I was keeping 4 or 5 of them off Matthew while he was getting the lead. Like, it was pretty amazing. I'll be honest.
You're a badass.
I had a sword.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I
I've
didn't
never
get a
had- yeah.
sword. I ate an eyeball though.
Really?
Yeah.
An actual eyeball?
Yeah.
Gross.
Well, like a half of one and then a whole one.
Gross.
It was fine. I mean, compared to
Really?
the other, there's a lot of gross stuff there.
Like
It wasn't moving.
Okay, you think, like, how did it taste?
I mean, pretty much exactly how I thought an eyeball was gonna taste.
Oh.
But now I know.
That's cool, but also really gross.
Yeah.
All right. And obviously, while you two have been having this conversation, Matthew and Mrs. Blackbird are just like hugging you and kind of like hovering around you and being a little bit concerned. If you welcome a hug, if you accept a hug, of course. If not, they'll keep their distance. Matthew seems exceptionally shook up. He's actually trembling a little bit as he's talking to you. Apologies for that. God, I think I need to. There we go. And Matthew goes, all right, so we've retrieved all the components now. I believe we should be able to conduct the contract at any time. So we can even do it tonight if you feel we should.
Maybe we should. A lot have happened, and I don't know if things have changed or not. But I don't want to speak for the rest of us here, but I think we would like to speak in the morning instead.
Of course. I mean, it's 7 days left until the new moon, so we still have some time left, I suppose.
You guys, I turn to the rest of the group. You guys share my view on this. Talk in the morning.
Yeah.
That sounds good. I have a ghost to get home too.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's probably worried about me.
Sure it is.
Oh, that's right. Wait. You told us about the ghost, right?
Yeah, it's just regular ghost stuff. You guys don't even have to worry about it.
Like, you're not in trouble.
ghost stuff. Okay.
Yeah, just regular. I mean, I think at least 50% of all cafes are probably haunted.
I think your numbers might be a bit off, but yeah,
Prove
sure.
me wrong. I thought so. Anyway. Also, I've got some flannels back there if people need some more shirts. I wore them when it got real cold. It's
Would
some
it fit?
guys.
Would it fit me?
I don't know. The guys said, like, I was able to wear like 3 or 4 of them, and they all kind of fit on top of each other, so probably. They might be a little short. But they weren't made for me either, so hey.
That's two questions. One, do we still have our fancy clothes from the party, or are we back to our normal clothes?
You're back to your normal clothes.
Okay.
Those are rentals.
They were so delicious.
They were rentals.
I was halfway through a jacket.
Secondly, I think I took his sword.
You did.
The Duke's sword.
You did.
And I guess I still have it.
Yes. Well, you would have probably noticed early on. It's not
Yeah.
actually a sword, though.
Oh,
It's a fish hook.
okay.
You know, the one with the handle with that long hook that's coming out. It's kind of rusty. But it's still
Okay.
there. You have it.
Yep. Perfect. Yeah, okay. So Nova goes take care of her ghost, and we'll meet up in the morning. Where? When?
You'll be at the library, right? It's just
Yeah.
easier for me to go there than for y'all to
Yeah.
come over.
Or Lars, could you come and pick us up, and we can go to Madeline's place? And
I can
maybe-
pick everybody up and take them to the school in the morning, no problem.
Perfect. Great. All right.
Is Is Wenceslas okay?
Oh,
I look at the others.
yes, he's still recovering, but he seemed to be doing better, yes.
Okay.
He's not in any state to conduct a ritual, of course, but I wouldn't ask that of him. Not again.
So, who's it gonna be? Do you have a plan? Or is that something we should work out in the morning?
Matthew kind of looks around and then just... Well, I might as well say it right now. I believe the big mistake that we made last time was that we actually did not sacrifice any real lives. So this time I have decided to sacrifice myself. I believe it's already... I've outlived my welcome, so to speak, and it was my fault that it failed last time, and I don't want it to fail again.
That is the dumbest thing I've heard today, and it's been quite a day.
I vote leave the asshole.
You can take offense if you want, but that's the dumbest thing. You're the one guy that knows the most out of all of us, and you're gonna go?
I couldn't.
We don't stand a chance without you.
What?
Good luck.
Who else would? I can't just choose someone else to have them sacrifice themselves. It's death.
We're gonna talk about this in the morning, but off the top of my head, hell no.
All right. Well, you
not over my body.
All right. Well, you make quite an argument, so I suppose we'll simply have to discuss it again then. But inevitably, one of us will have to die for it.
We'll see if that's the case.
Right. Well,
we'll see. Anyway, sleep well.
Of course, and it is good to see you all again. I'm happy you made it back. And honestly, all these people, I'm quite surprised and very happy that you brought them here.
Now I kind of feel bad for yelling at you.
Don't. I deserve much more than that, I assure you.
Really?
Well,
what did you do?
He looks a little bit worried. I mean, just with everything you've learned, I can only assume, like, Madeline told me what she told you, and honestly, I was expecting you to do much worse.
You don't have faith in us?
No, I mean
that's fair.
Worse to me, not worse to perform. Worse to punch me or something like that.
Oh, no, because I was gonna say we kind of didn't have faith in you guys after all of that came out.
I can very much understand why that's how you would see things. Yes.
Right? I'm not saying things for you guys. That's true. Yes. I'll look at the others.
Yeah.
Flicker just shrugs. I don't have any faith in them.
Jeez, Flicker.
What?
I know the group in the past, Matthew, has been wondering what's going on and been more suspicious of you. No one's wanted you dead. And...
Really?
Have we wanted you dead? I haven't.
Oh, but... no. Oh, I thought you meant that you wanted me... All right, sorry, I misunderstood, yes.
The opposite of that.
Look, I don't know. Maybe that's the reason the contract failed last time, or maybe it's something else, and she's ready for whatever. Ready if you try it again. So I'd be careful. Don't be too hasty to sacrifice yourself. We might need you. We might need everyone very soon.
It's true. She did promise she wouldn't come here for another 7 days, so we still have some margin of time to act before she does. But we have decided to take turns in keeping watch over our new wards, so the rest of you should really head to your homes and rest. And we shall perhaps see each other tomorrow.
Matthew, if you have a way of healing injuries, I could really use that right about.
We have a small amount of goblin fruit that we brought back with us. He nods to Jim, who actually has this very tiny backpack on his shoulders. He kind of turns around, and Matthew opens it up. It's one of those that with a string, and he takes out a small satchel, and it has 4. They kind of look like gooseberries, but they are orange in hue rather than light green. They should be able to help you. Take as many as you want. We know where they grow, but they're rare to find otherwise, so it will take some time for them to regrow, but you certainly look like you could use them.
How
Thank
do we
you,
get
Matthew.
more?
Patience or
Sorry.
going through the hedge, basically. Trying to find them there. They grow in the hedge, but they are rare.
I consider the berries as Matthew hands them to me, and think, does anyone know? Can anyone hold on to these?
I might be able to do something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna touch the berries, and I'm going to spend 2 glamour.
You cannot.
I can't?
No, you can't.
Hobgoblins or goblin fruit?
They're goblin fruit.
Oh.
You can't. I don't think you can duplicate
I think
their
I can.
effects.
Let me see. Here, I'll pull up the rulebook. I got it.
Let's look at it. I am
Yeah.
That would be such an exploit.
the most broken power in the
I'm
entire
pretty
game.
sure I can it's either hobgoblins or goblin fruit.
Oh, it should be. It's the same. But what is the calling? It's on page 147, probably. Everything is on 147. No.
Discreet summons is the name of the thing.
Right. Let me see. That should be early on, I believe. So, discreet summons. Summons an object or goblin to his service. The object have no special qualifiers, and nor availability higher than 3.
And I'm assuming then that's goblin fruit or availability higher. Or lower.
Much higher. I'm gonna find an availability chart because I don't think we've been playing with that rule.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we've been complaining about
it. No pants fruit.
We've been complaining about it for so long. Where's availability? And we just didn't read all the rules. Availability? What the heck? Is it under item?
Oh boy.
But yes.
Oh no.
Silas, continue with your question. You were asking if anyone could hold on to them for you, right?
Right.
I can hold on to them, but why don't you want to hold on to them?
I don't want all our healing items put into one place. I take one of the berries and try them.
All right. Let me just Google availability. Chronicles of Darkness. You try the berry. You eat the whole berry. It's about this size. And as soon as you eat it, you feel invigorated. Your wounds start mending slowly, but more so you feel alert, awake. You feel your energy replenished like you could run a marathon. And the edge of the pain is kind of numbed, so you feel the pain, but it's more of a kind of an aching in the back of your skull or under your flesh, rather than something that's constantly nagging at you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it hurts, but not quite the same.
Yeah, and one of them that will heal you 1 point of damage.
Maybe some of the changelings that we saved has a way of healing. Like, if you think about it, there has to be a medic in every court or something.
That's an excellent point, Tide. I'll go ask and see if any of them can do that.
Most of them are currently asleep. There are some of them awake and talking. You can ask around if you want, or you can
I'm not gonna wake anyone up.
Okay.
So I hand the berries to Jonas, the 3 that are remaining, and shuffle around the people that are awake. If anyone wants to talk, or if anyone knows anyone, I go from person to person and ask them if they do know someone with any medical training at all.
There are some who are capable of wrapping wounds and things like that, but there is no one who can just heal you. And as far as you know, you've never encountered anyone who can just remove a wound. It's more akin to what you have.
Even wrapping wounds is fine. Just something that the wounds that can be healed can at least some kind of healing, but the things that the deeper wounds I took, and I took quite a few, they can't be magically healed. So I wouldn't even want that, even if they could.
No, but they some of the ones who are awake. Actually, Archibald is awake, and he's pointed at by others that you ask, and he kind of gives you a look over and goes, "Well, I've certainly got some talent, and I can help you." And he gives you a field triage, I guess you could call it, wrapping you up, cleaning your wounds a little bit, just the basics. It's enough to you weren't really bleeding that much, but it's enough to kind of cover up your wounds and clean them out so you won't get infections, things like that. And
okay, that's good. Yeah, I thought I heard that that long-term healing can downgrade damage from lethal to bashing.
I think that's possible, but for a roll, you mean?
Yeah, a medicine roll can do that. It's a section on healing wounds.
Perfect healing. So, medical care. Character can use the medicine skill to speed up healing. Extended and simple. But it has to be continuous to do that. Emergency care requires total success equal to total damage the patient suffered. Successful treatment heals 1 point of bashing damage. Benefits of long-term care. Successful treatment downgrades 1 point of aggravated damage to lethal or 1 point of lethal to bashing. Requires 10 total successes per aggravated wound, 5 per lethal. So that would be an extended amount of health care because you get to roll once with 1 minute intervals, basically. Long-term is 1 roll per hour, intelligence medicine. So I don't think Archibald is in the mood for spending the rest of the night patching you up. He seems kind of tired as well, but he can give you the short-term wrapping things up a little bit.
Okay.
And that would be emergency treatments. But do you have any points of bashing damage at all?
No, I think I'm pretty sure it's all lethal wounds that we took as
Yeah, so he makes one. I'll make 1 roll for him just because if he gets 10 successes, that's 1 point of lethal change to bashing. So that is a surprising 2 10s. So 2 successes. He patches you up quite a bit, but you would require a lot more care to heal these wounds or make them into bashing, unfortunately.
No, it's all right. I expected that would take a while anyways. So
Yes.
no surprise there.
Okay.
I walk up to Silas when asking around and say, if you need help, let me just know. I might need some days for myself then afterwards, but if you feel that you would be lacking, I can help.
Thank you, Jonas. Hopefully it won't come to that. We still have a week. There's going to be some way to get healed up a bit in this town.
Let's hope so.
So the berry healed 1 of your lethal at the moment.
Yes.
So you have 4 lethal?
I have 5 lethal.
5 lethal. That's quite a bit, yes. Yeah.
3 of them can't be
So
matched.
if you were to go untreated, you would recover 1 lethal after 2 days of in-game time.
Right.
But if you were treated, it would be 1 lethal turn to bashing for every 10 successes, and whoever heals you gets to roll once an hour for that. So would still require quite some time. Okay. Everyone is going back to your homes, I suppose. Some of you coming back to a familiar person showering, shouting from inside the bathroom, slipping on something and bashing their head against the edge of the toilet, perhaps. But you can tell, Nova, that there is... No, actually, not just tell that there's something, because right before you're about to fall asleep, when you're, it's like a background noise now, the repetition, you hear, "I'm glad you're safe." But then it's just the same.
I'm way more tired than I thought I was. Wow, what a weird dream. Okay. Just gonna
Hello?
roll back up.
Hello, who's there?
Yeah, okay, good night.
Yeah.
Good night. That's better. Oh, it's like white
it's the
noise.
same. Yeah.
That's the best.
That's the same. Some progress, at least. Maybe.
Love that vibe of saying goodnight to your ghost.
Big mood.
It's wholesome.
Ghosts have feelings, too. Or ghosts of feelings, anyway. Sorry, that was not even a joke. It was an anti-joke. It just removed some of the humor from the stream. Does anyone else do anything before they go to sleep?
I just wanted a bit of a recap. It was a time ago since we did all the figuring out what's going on. Because they researched a contract to do the contract, and that needed sacrifices, and they sacrificed fetches.
That's
instead.
correct.
Right.
They sacrificed a whole class of fetches.
Yeah, a whole class of fetches. And then they also did, Miss Blackbird had made some kind of deal to make her pregnant, right?
Certainly seems like it, yes.
Yeah, and that was about to be collected. It was to be collected, but it wasn't collected because nothing happened for over a long time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
17 years passed. She didn't have a kid. And you met up with essentially the master of at least 4 of you. And she quite distinctly said, "Give me the baby. It is mine. The child is mine." That was a deal for her to leave you alone.
Yeah, exactly. But did we find out something like that? That Miss Blackbird had made some kind of deal, probably with the same entity, to get the child in the first place, or was that just our guesses?
That's your guess, I believe. I don't think you actually confronted Mrs. Blackbird about that.
Okay.
I don't remember that, so
maybe that was just my guess then.
It's certainly a qualified guess, considering all the circumstantial evidence, or rather not circumstantial, rather concrete evidence to hint at that. But I don't think it's been verified. But I'm sure Pink Gazelle probably has a better track of that than I do. So if I'm wrong, I'm sure we will be reminded.
But that's just a reminder for me then of what we were talking about. And when we had our deep talk by the whole, we basically said okay, we don't want to do the contract, but then we couldn't really agree on what to do instead.
I believe that's
fighting
correct.
was the most people's first option, but yeah.
You have received a multitude of different threads to follow. You obviously have the contract. You've been approached by servants of the Arch of Midsummer. You have, of course, the life boon now from the new Duchess, potentially new Duchess, who knows. You, of course, have the Forester, the Woodsman, who might have some. You have many different things to pursue, essentially.
Thank you. Then I'm up to speed, I think.
Yes.
So our first priority should probably be to get that meteor.
That was
Or what's
another
left of it.
thing as well that Silas was bringing up. Which technically is something that is not from your world, from Scribner's world, or from the world of the true Fae.
Yeah. That's the idea. So who's with me to go dig up that meteor?
It's
It'll
morning.
go.
Yeah, it's morning. You're all in the car heading towards the school with Lars. And Nate just dropped that bomb.
I could probably help you go find it if you think that it's still left. But what are we gonna tell the others? Are we gonna tell them that no, don't do the contract? We want to.
Yeah, we're gonna tell them no, don't do the contract.
Okay.
We're not
Why?
sacrificing another one of us just so we can keep them out.
Why? Why wouldn't we?
Why wouldn't we? The contract would stop Glamour from coming through. Everything would be stagnant, the same. Wouldn't be like we were living for anything.
We
even
don't.
if we
We don't know that. The reason
It-
that they had issues with it previously is because they didn't fulfill it the way it should have been. Right?
Yeah,
maybe?
but I think from what they said, that was the idea was to freeze the seasons, to freeze everything so that the time wouldn't come. So the freezing was actually what was intended.
That sounds familiar. Yes.
And my memory is a bit wonky. I've been thinking about a lot of things. But I feel like this contract is not that good. And it's not a fix. We can sacrifice whoever we have now, but then somewhere along the line, it can be broken. Just how like we broke it. You know? Someone's gonna mess up, something's gonna happen, someone's gonna walk into the room and unbind it, and then what? More sacrifices, more fixes? No. I think we should just take it up and like just face her down, kill her, and change just fix it. No more bandages. Just fix it.
What's to stop the person that kills her from turning into her? We saw that happen with Eliza.
There was a succession there. Jonas, do you know if she had something like that?
No. I'm not sure I ever got to meet the real her, so to speak. Well, I probably did, but the rules surrounding me was the one that I tried to see through and break, and eventually did, I think, or maybe she let me. But the rules surrounding her, I didn't get any clue about how they worked or anything. I'm afraid.
Could it be that the baby is somehow related to that? Because that's kind of like a rebirth situation, I guess. That's what I'm thinking, but I might be wrong. It could
Maybe
be just something that she wanted because
Exactly.
she didn't have it before. You know,
Exactly.
we were not babies when she took us.
With as it seems like with her and with all that, I don't think it always is something that we can just comprehend, oh, that's because of the great power or succession. It's something, it feels like it's just something they wanted, and she may want it with a burning passion for another week, and then she will forget about it and forget she even had the baby. I don't know. But that is an avenue I'm also trying to explore.
It doesn't have to be killed. That was only one of the things that the Hobgoblin King told us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could make her forget or be such a big pain in the ass that we're not worth it, which I think we could do pretty good. We're pretty big thorns. Just make it not worth it, because then she'll move on to something else. We got to stop being so desirable.
I don't get it. Like, what are you suggesting we do? What is it you think that she wants?
Well, she
Who
wants
wants the baby?
We could. There's so much other stuff out there that we could trick her or make her forget, or oh no, we lost the baby, or it turns out no baby, or it turns out 2 babies and one of them's evil.
I think we are forgetting here as well that she will take us if she doesn't get the baby. That's what she said.
Oh, she might just take us anyway. I don't trust anything she says, so
yeah.
Nah. I say meh to her.
So again, we come back around to if Matthew is willing to make a sacrifice and lock her out, that's 1 sacrifice instead of 6, or 1 sacrifice instead of the child.
It won't work. Didn't work before, won't work now.
Didn't work before because they used fetches, and that upset the seasons, and that's why the seasons stopped coming.
Well, we'll screw it up in another way. This stuff's so tricky. You can't ever get it perfect. That's how it works.
Nova's right. Remember with Scrivener, every time we did something, every time we thought we won, he'd change the rules on us, or, well, not exactly change them. You know what I mean. There isn't a way to win here.
Maybe we.
A way to win by playing by their rules.
I think we should get the meteorite and then start with that. Maybe we can scare her. We dig in, and we're so hard to get anything out of that. She's like, these guys.
I'm down for that.
Where's the shot? We can still. Can we wait?
Well, you just have Matthew off to the side, all ready to pull the trigger on some sort of stupid thing that'll never work, but it's there, and we can try our thing. And if it doesn't work, well, he could do the thing. And at least we tried.
I feel better with that. I still really want to kill her.
Well, maybe accidentally we do it, and yay! I just don't think we should plan on it. That shouldn't be planned like that or nothing, because I don't even know if that's possible.
Do you have?
But I've already been planning. I want the sword, the one that burned me, the one, and I want to try to kill her with that. How's that sound? I like that plan.
I would never try to stop you killing anybody, Tide, because I believe in you.
Thanks.
Real friends let their friends kill other people.
Yeah.
Words to live by.
The living friends, yes.
Do you
Chris,
Flicker
you've
with
become
you?
deep voice.
You've gone with the voice
it happened again.
How do I fix that? Also, this works.
You
But
said the F word.
while we're changing, did you bring Flicker with you?
Yeah,
Probably.
why would we leave her behind?
Flicker's part of the crew.
Yeah.
Because she starts my car on fire.
Flicker, you can walk.
Oh, there we go. We're trying again. Was it
There you
working?
go.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Tech happens. It's been acting up. I might need to change the USB port for it because it did the same thing when I was recording this morning. Sorry about that.
It's okay, it's funny.
All right, so Flicker's just like, Flicker just goes, yeah, we should kill her. We should kill her.
Right?
Okay, yeah, Flicker.
I've said this before, but my end goal here is not defeating her, because I honestly don't think there is a defeating her. My end goal here is try to live my as normal life as possible. And I don't think attacking her will make that happen, and I don't think the contract will make that happen, because it will make things stop and we will come back and all that.
What even is normal anymore, though?
Yeah, that's what I'm want to find out, but I'm not gonna be able to do that if everything is on end and we're all dead or enslaved or something like that again.
Yeah.
But
That's what I'm
Jonas.
thinking. Just can we make a deal? We have basically made a deal with her, and we know the deals. They can work. She is somewhat bound by them, and that's the only thing probably that can bind her or force her to make her not come back to us. And I know we know what you want, and if we can bargain with that.
Nova's gonna walk over to Jonas and like literally start shaking him.
We're
We're never making a deal with her. Never. We're not going back, and we're not making a deal, and no one's gonna have to go back. Stop talking that way.
It's okay. Don't shake him.
Oh, okay. I'll step back, but I'm gonna keep yelling at him. Is that okay?
We're in a car still, right?
Okay, then I'll just turn back. But
shaking his seat behind him.
kick.
It's gonna be.
Then what?
Stop it.
Jesus. Then what do you suggest, Nova?
Well, no deals. No trying to figure stuff out. I think we get the media right, and we start connecting with everybody else we can. We talk to the nice bee lady, and we talk to the servants of that creepy guy who talked to us, and we do everything possible never to make a deal.
But
because the deals is where they're going to get us. That's how they got us.
No, I think the deal is how we get out of this. You're playing by that game, their game right now, like trying to oppose something that cannot really be opposed.
I want to put everything. I want chaos.
Yeah, and it's not gonna work.
No, Jonas, you will never make a deal with her. And start shaking the seat again. No.
He's gonna be sick. Don't do that.
I was taught you shouldn't shake babies, so I don't.
It's also hurting the beetle.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry, Beetle.
That.
Yeah.
Bailey.
Jonas, are you... This is gonna sound really weird, but are you trying to protect her? Or are you trying to protect us?
I'm not trying to protect her, and to be honest, I'm trying to protect me here. If you're gonna sound weird, I'm gonna sound weird as well, and I think that is our best chance. I'm not the one to put my own pride and stuff in the way here. I want to see how can I get to where we can go back to living in Littlebrook again.
Don't you see we can't go back to living in Littlebrook as long as she's alive? As long as she's there, we have no idea what little loophole she'll put in whatever contract we make with her. We don't know if the ritual will work or what way around it there will be. As long as she exists, there isn't a normal.
But we cannot stop that. We cannot stop her from existing.
Really hard to make sure one of her kind stays dead.
Yeah.
Even if you can manage to do it in the first place, which I'm kind of doubt.
I still think... You're right, but I've done it once before.
But it came back.
Succession got passed down.
Nate, once you managed to deal with them, I get that. You know what happened with me and my keeper? At one point, she led a whole group of people think that they were about to bring her down. It took them the better part of an hour just to wear down her defenses. And the power I have to heal now is a shadow of the power I used to have. So she just called me over, I healed her up, and even a small amount of blood was enabled to just clean all of her wounds like they never existed. So if you want to talk about making it permanent, you might not even be able to make the wounds you put on her now last.
Then let's see what that meteor's made out of. If it's
But
anything near that
also-
redstone stuff, then
we can go.
I
and
reckon we
visit-
have a shot.
We can go and visit Little Big Tim and all that, and try to find ways to kill her. But I am not convinced that's gonna work, and then we're not gonna succeed in either way.
But there is something Matthew said. He said that if they come to our world, they are weakened.
Yeah, sure. They're weakened, and we might be able to perhaps drive her off and then just piss her off. And she might send allies, or she might send her other changelings, and she might come back in another guise or something.
A weakened tank is still a tank.
Yeah, and that is the like being worried about her coming back is the last thing that I want her, like, to have made her an enemy that's out to get us, that has a vengeance against us.
You've already done that.
No.
She wants the baby.
Yeah.
She wants to complete the contract that she made with Blackbird.
Gladly.
And Blackbird made a contract, I assume. Now she wants to get that contract fulfilled. She has put our asses on the line, and I don't see why we should step in between, really. Or no, I do see why we should step in between, but I also see a reason why not to.
We should at least try. I mean, we traveled all that way to get answers from Scribner. Like, that was the whole point. And we got info. And we can't reject the information before we even try it.
But trying and failing is going to hurt us.
We're going to get hurt either way. There's no way out of this where everybody's all happy and snuggled in, and the before that doesn't exist anymore. We get to choose, I guess, which way we get hurt, and we can make it mean something.
Make it mean what?
That we tried. She's expecting us just to roll over because that's all we did. That's all we did when we were there because we didn't have a choice.
Then again, we're just all our desires is centered around her. I don't want to center my desires around her and what she will think and what she will do. I want my desires to center around us.
The only desire I have around her is that I hate her.
Yeah.
And that would be cool, but at least go away.
And all you can talk about is what you want to do with her. You're centering everything around her.
Yeah.
Try to forget her.
No, I really hate her, and I kind of like just I kind of, well, if I can't punch her, because I can't punch her, so I'm gonna try to like punch her with actions.
And do you think she wouldn't expect that she would?
I don't understand her ever.
No, so then you're just focusing all your attention around her and maybe how to outsmart her. And
if I lose either way, then I would rather like really, it kind of trouble her more than just giving her a baby and the town and us and everything. Maybe I can wreck one of the things she wants before she takes everything, even if it's me.
Well, I don't want to wreck me.
Well, that's okay. I'll wreck me. You're fine.
Then what's keeping you here?
What's keeping me here is all the things that I left behind that I still want to do. I still want to achieve. I don't want to go back there.
I don't mean back there. I mean, you can leave Littlebrook.
All my life is, all I want to do right now is in Littlebrook.
I'm in the same boat, but Littlebrook can't go back to normal. There won't ever be a normal as long as, well, there'll never be a normal again, but there won't be a normal, there especially won't be a normal as long as she's still breathing, I guess you could say, if they breathe.
Yeah, I get what you mean. But
what kind of a deal do you suggest we do then?
Give her the baby, make her promise never to come back to Littlebrook. Or send anyone, like, word it more specifically.
We don't have any power over her. She's already owed the baby. We can't staple something onto that, right?
We can. Okay, so here is my plan. No, not plan. Idea. We muster all the forces we can get, everyone, and then when we have everyone here, and she hopefully sees that this might be an inconvenience. That's what we want, right? We want to inconvenience her. We say, okay, we will help you get the baby. We'll let you take the baby. Otherwise, we will not. If you promise not to come back, not to send anyone here again, not to ever bother to, we need to word it more carefully, but you get what I'm saying. And if she accepts, great. If she doesn't accept, well, then I guess we have our plan B there, where we just try to wreck all her shit.
I have absolutely zero intention of letting her take that baby. Any plan that involves her taking that baby, I will have no part of.
Plus, Mrs. Blackbird and all of her Confederates will oppose you violently.
That child did not make that decision.
That's true.
Yeah.
There is one other problem. Whatever kind of deal you make out here is not going to be as sealed as if you make it in the hedge. So you got to make the deal in the hedge. But if she's in the hedge, she's got more power than she does when she's here. Isn't that how it works?
You can make deals outside the hedge, can't you?
You can?
I think so.
I think so.
Yes.
That's good.
Yes, you can. You're all every creature bound to Fae in some way. You, the true Fae, hobgoblins, will be affected even in your realm by these contracts.
Awesome.
I say let's get the meteorite and then argue while we are shoveling out the meteorite.
Agreed.
Shouldn't we meet with the others first?
What if we show up with the meteorite?
Yeah, that'll kind of help our case.
Yeah, we'll just like thunk it down real dramatically.
And hurt. Let's do it.
All
We
right.
could also take Matthew hostage, if you want to call it that, to help us explore whether our powers and the stuff that we can do can be deepened and fortified and expanded in some way.
We could probably just ask him too, though.
I
Yeah, I don't think
just
we need
wanted to take his time. I didn't really mean hostage. I'm trying this synonym
okay.
idioms.
I'm sorry. You're very intense sometimes, Tide. I apologize. I understand now.
I mean, if you really didn't want to.
Oh,
but
no,
it's
okay.
okay.
I feel like it's like I'm totally down with taking him hostage. I don't like him.
You don't?
No, he looks like he'd burn easily.
Because he looks like he's.
Is that how you judge the value of people, Flicker?
Yeah, I mean, you're a good person because I don't think I could light you on fire. I could melt you maybe, but
We all need to know how burnable Flicker thinks we are. At some
I have a
point.
chart. But
I expected no less.
as you
I mean, I just want to one last thing. I won't do these things without if I don't have you behind me. I still think this is the best shot we got. But if you veto it, Lars, even if I wanted to, I couldn't do it. So I guess we'll find another way then. Unfortunately.
I believe in you, Jonas, if that helps any. I think that if you really think that that's the only way and that's our best choice, I will stand behind you. But I do want to look into other things as well.
Yeah. Let's do that. Thank you, Tide. And I don't know where we sit in the car, but Jonas just like reaches over to Tide and holds her shoulder for a bit. Their shoulder.
Yeah. that like takes the hand and like keeps it a bit.
And as you continue traveling with your car, I think it's a perfect place to end tonight's session. We are a little over time, but that's fine. Tension is building. The last day is approaching, and honestly, there are so many ways this could turn out. And I'm sure you're not at all worried about what's going to happen.
No.
Nah, not at all.
Not at all. We will.
I only see happy endings.
Yes, of course.
In this scenario.
We will see what happens in the next week. Same time, same place. If everything allows for it. Thank you everyone for joining us and watching this, and thank you again to my amazing players. I love running a game with you guys. You really make my Thursday evening. I'm a little bit tired, as you can probably tell, but I had a lot of fun, and can't wait for next Thursday.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, people. Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye. And until then, take care of yourselves. Be careful. Be safe. Wash your hands. Now more than ever. Good night. Or good afternoon. Bye.
Good night in Sweden.
And everybody.
Bye.